What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Gotians Games. Welcome back to another Epic 7 video. And I know it's been a minute since we've done a character showcase, but today we are going to show off some bacon, and not the kind that you eat. Although I'm just gonna leave that to imagination. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button, subscribing if you guys are new. Let's go over some bacon and give my thoughts on the character, how you should build her, or like the way I would build her, because there's a lot of different ways that you can build characters. But let's get to it in just a moment. Alright guys, so like I said, we're gonna go over some bacon. Now first things first, let's go over her skills. First skill is Tatami Gaishi. Attacks the enemy repeatedly with a 45% chance to inflict 2 bleed effects for 2 turns. A critical hit will reduce the caster's skill cooldowns by 1 turn. Her S2, I'm not even going to try to read that. Attacks the enemy with expert swordsmanship with a 55% chance each of inflicting 3 bleed effects for 2 turns. 1 bleed effect ignores effect resistance. A critical hit will grant an extra turn. And her final ability, Gario Tensei, I'm gonna call it Tensei, delivers a deadly blow, detonating any bleed effects inflicted on the enemy at the end of a turn. A critical hit increases the combat readiness of all allies by 15%. Alright, so first things first, let's go over a problem that she has. The problem that she has is that she's got too many stats to focus on. So the way that I see it is I want her to inflict as many bleeds as possible to kind of take advantage of her S3, because her S2, for example, will stack a bunch of bleeds. As you can see here, can stack up to 3 bleed effects. Okay, so you want to stack as many bleed effects as possible, so you would want to try to get her effectiveness up. Now here's the problem. If you just focus on one stat for her, it's going to reduce everything else, because she's also reliant on critical hits, because the more crits you have, you get extra turns, you get combat readiness. She's too reliant on so many different stats. So question would be then, do you just like not focus on the attack? Do you focus more on her speed and effectiveness because you want to be stacking as many bleeds as possible? Do you want to focus on critical hit chance? So you see why it's an issue. So the way that I see it is I put 2 hit sets on there, and I'm going to be stacking bleed. Now obviously I'm going to be stacking speed, and then on these pieces here I'm going to stack either attack or crit chance. I haven't decided which. It really just depends. Now this one here is not bad because it has crit chance on it, it has speed on it. This one I gotta find a replacement for that. I got to, although it's not terrible. I just that defense is just a wasted stat. Everything else though, I need to get some, because like you see I have effect resistance on here. I need to get effectiveness going and crit hit chance. Like I gotta get at least that crit hit chance up enough to where I'm critting enough. Like I'm gonna be realistic here. It's very, in my opinion, with her, it's gonna be very hard to max out one stat without affecting the other ones. So you just gotta pick your priorities when it comes to going on the stats with her. And she's a very fun character to use, and I'm gonna go ahead and show her in a moment. Let me go ahead and just like put a team together here. Let's go and run Banshee. We're gonna run just an easy Banshee because I don't want this to be like stupid long. So we'll go ahead and run Banshee here. Let me put a team together. That is not the team I wanted. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna put a team together. We're just gonna run Banshee really quick. Actually I have my Charles. He's kind of stripped on stats right now. Who cares? Whatever, it's fine. So let's go ahead and run this, and let's showcase her. You know, let's have some fun with her. I think she's a fantastic unit. She's a lot of fun. As far as artifacts go, that is really loud. right now in my ears. As far as artifacts go, I have Torn Sleeve on her right now because I'm running the event. But as you can see here, like, I love her bleeds and her detonation. It's just so much fun. So as far as artifacts go, normally I would probably be running RNL because getting those extra turns is insane, especially if you have your crit high, like your crit chance at a high enough rate to be able to just continuously get extra turns. Because like I said, when she crits on her S2, she gets an extra turn. Also, when she crits on her S3, she gets her combat readiness up. So, look at all those bleeds, man. So, that's why I'm like, okay, we're getting to, you know, a point that this character is like, she's crazy. She's crazy. She can be really, really useful, especially when farming Banshee. You know, you get those bleeds going and you detonate with her S2. But it's so reliant, absolutely reliant on so many different stats. That's the biggest issue with her, and it bothers me just a little bit, as much fun as she is to use, just all those extra stats that is required, it bothers me, because then if I want to get like the perfect setup, I need to farm an astronomical amount of gear in order to properly raise her up. That's not to say it's impossible. It's just very hard to do it. And then the other thing too is, as far as artifacts go, I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit. As far as artifacts go, if you don't have RNL and you have Dust Devil, Dust Devil works just as well on her because her S1 puts 2 bleeds on. So there's nothing wrong with focusing on like her S1 if you don't have RNL to use. And then of course you have Torn Sleeve, which would work well as well, because then you're putting an extra bleed, and Torn Sleeve, the bleed is not how can I put this, it is not reliant on effectiveness as her regular S1 and S2 are. So you could effectively use Torn Sleeve to get those extra bleeds going, just in case your effectiveness is too low or the boss's effect resistance is too high. So it's not, it doesn't work the same way that everything else would, which is a good thing for that, you know, for Torn Sleeve. But the best one would be obviously you want to use RNL or Dust Devil, but if you don't have either one, Torn Sleeve works just fine. As far as like other units go, Charles is a big help because Charles increases her crit rate. Luna increases her crit rate if you have those characters. If you don't have those characters, I need to hold on. I gotta do some. Who are you healing there? Are you gonna heal Baiken? Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Heal some Baiken. I gotta like intervene a little bit here because I don't want to. I don't want to lose because then, you know, whatever. But you know, it's gonna take me a little bit to awaken her. It's gonna take me a little bit to invest in her. I haven't put any Molagora in her yet, only because I'm waiting for Dizzy. I want to see how good Dizzy turns out, and there's the bleeds doing their work. But yeah, I want to see how good Dizzy turns out before I go ahead and invest Molagora into any 3 of these units, because as good as Soul is too, Soul's very good. As good as Soul is, I haven't found a use for him yet besides Golem. Maybe Raid, but other than that, not sure. But that's my kind of like breakdown analysis on her. There's a ton of different ways to build her. You could build her straight up like crit damage if you want to do that, like crit damage and crit rate. So destruction set with crit rate, that would actually work really well on her if you wanted to do that. Or if you wanted to go straight attack set, you could do that as well, like attack crit, attack effectiveness. Like I said, you know, it's gonna be hard to kind of max out the stats that you need to right out the gate. The best thing with her is to focus on 1 or 2 stats and go from there. So I'm focusing on speed and effectiveness, and if I get, you know, at least my crit chance above 50%, I'll be happy with that. Because then if I run her with Charles, Charles gives an extra, you know, Charles gives extra crit chance on that. So let me actually see where's Charles. So right here, like you see, I have his gear strip right now. So he gives an extra 9%, almost 10% crit chance at regular S1. So with that, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you guys are new. Let me know what you guys think of not Charles, of Baiken. I think, like I said, she's a lot of fun. I'm just holding off on promoting her. I'm holding off on investing Molagora into her. So I'll catch you all later. Thank you so much for watching the video today. You guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.